A robbery has been reported in Kansas City, Missouri. The Rams have stolen Marcus Peters. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. And here's why I say this. All right, because think about it. Think about it. If there's one head coach in the league that's willing to take on personalities, it's Andy Reid. He's the one that brought Michael Vick back to the NFL. He drafted LaShawn McCoy, drafted Deshaun Jackson. I mean, these were guys that Chip Kelly couldn't wait to get rid of because they weren't Chip Kelly guys. Well, good thing Doug Peterson's guys won a goddamn Super Bowl. Anyway, I get to say that for the next year. Eagles are Super Bowl champions, bitch. All right, so let's get into this. And the details have emerged as to what the Rams had to give up for Peters. It was basically nothing. Nothing. A 4th-round pick this year, a 2nd-round pick next year for Peters, and a 6th. So they also get a 6th back in return, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. So let's think about this. What in the hell was Marcus Peters doing in Kansas City that he got the boot so quick? Was it because he was clashing with coaches, which has been reported? Or was this an ownership call? Because I also read a Peter King report that Clark Hunt was pretty pissed off that Marcus Peters kneeled for the national anthem. I don't know if that's the reason, but yeah, it's because Andy Reid is the guy that he takes on these kind of players, guys with character issues. And the fact that Kansas City was so quick to deal him, it is a little bit of a red flag if I'm a Rams fan. But at the same time, I mean, you're getting a top 5 corner in the league. I mean, let's think, top of my head, Jalen Ramsey, Marcus Peters, Desmond Trufant, Patrick Peterson, Xavier Rhodes. I mean, there's your top 5 right there. He's up there. Nobody has more takeaways in the NFL since Marcus Peters has come into the league than Marcus Peters. I mean, his ball skills are absolutely incredible. He probably has the best instincts of any corner in the league. And to think about what he can do out there, he's got the physicality with his press man coverage to take on bigger wideouts, but he also has the fluidity in his hips to take on quicker receivers. So the Rams got themselves a goodie. Tremaine Johnson is a free agent. I would say he's probably top 20 in terms of corners, but they're not going to need to pay him now because they have Marcus Peters. And the thing about Peters is they basically get him for 2 years. Since he was a 1st-round pick, you can exercise his 5th year option. So, man, nothing. And because I'm really curious, in the coming weeks what we might find out or whatever, because there wasn't a market for him either. It seemed like the Chiefs just basically wanted to get rid of him. And that was that. And now the Rams have him. Because think about the Kansas City cornerback situation. I mean, they've really got nobody over there. They had to re-sign Darrelle Revis near the end of the season because they were struggling so bad at the cornerback spot. I mean, they were trotting out guys like basically scrubs. Like Philip Gaines, I remember he was their slot corner when the Eagles played them. He was getting burned alive. They have Terrence Mitchell, Steven Nelson, Kenneth Acker. I mean, they were just rotating back and forth, and nobody stepped up to be that number 2 corner next to Marcus Peters. So teams didn't have to go after Marcus because the rest of the cornerback situation is a mess in Kansas City. So now you make it even more of a mess by trading Peters. So, yeah, not good for Kansas City. And the fans, they're pissed. They're furious over this trade. So if it was my guess, I think this had to do with ownership. Just from past experiences of Andy Reid being here in Philadelphia and always not being afraid to take on a personality. I wonder if this does have something to do with the anthem and him not kneeling and Clark Hunt just wanting to part ways. I don't know. But something is up. Something is up. No, but the fact that there was basically no inquiries, from what I heard. I mean, there was only, one other team interested from what I read, and that was basically it. So the Rams, though, they're getting themselves a very, very talented corner. We'll see if Wade Phillips and Sean McVay, they can kind of handle the personality. The only way the player that I can kind of compare Peters to, I remember Brandon Marshall was a huge pain in the ass his first 5 years in the league. Such a talented wide receiver, and then once he got to Miami, he actually got diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And after he was diagnosed and kind of, I guess, I don't know if he was put on medication or whatever, but ever since he went to Miami, he actually has been fine as a personality. And not as much drama or commotion within whatever team he was with. So not that Marcus Peters has borderline personality disorder, but I mean, there's an extensive history here, even dating back to his days at Washington, always getting into clashes with the coaching staff. So it's going to be about managing his personality because we know what he can do on the field. He's a shutdown corner. He's this, and you get him for so cheap. I mean, he's only a $1.7 million cap hit for next year. So Rams got themselves a steal. They got Marcus Peters. The trade will not become official until the new league year starts, but we found out the details today, and it's pretty stunning stuff. So there you have it. Adrian Fedkiw, I'm out. Kyle and I will be doing a Sixers video tonight, so make sure you stay tuned for that later.